Okay, we are making these cube steaks and mashed potatoes today. So the first thing you want to do is get your meat and season it. These are the seasonings that I'm using, and I also will have them all in the description below. And also there will be a clip showing you all the seasonings that I use, okay? So y'all just kind of want to make sure that it's coated everywhere. Thin little layer. Now the thyme, we just going to do a couple sprinkles of that. Everything else you can spread evenly and thinly across all the meat, okay? Make sure you do both sides. Okay, so now here's the seasoning. Some thyme, some seasoning, all onion powder, garlic powder, and black pepper, y'all. Just very simple. So this is some all-purpose flour. I'm just going to put it in this plate and flatten it out. I'm not going to season it just because that's too much seasoning for my husband. So if you'd like to, you can go ahead and season your flour with the same seasonings or whatever you like. Now we're just going to add the meat and coat it on both sides, okay? All right, so once it's well coated, we're going to go head over to our cast iron pan, and we're going to use 1 cup of vegetable oil. I didn't use it all because it looked like it was too much, so I kind of just stopped a little bit. And I'm just checking now to see if the flour is hot, or I'm sorry, if the oil is hot. So now we're just going to add the meat. I cooked this on 3 to 4 minutes on both sides, depending on the stove that you have. So after about 3.5 minutes, I flipped it over. And then 3.5 minutes on this side as well. All right, don't worry about it being done. We are going to cook it some more once we get our gravy done. All right, we're just going to do that with all of the meat. Same process. All right, so now I'm going to add my half of white onion that I cut up. I like big chunks, so I cut them like that. Okay, so while we're letting the onions fry up, we're going to start on our gravy, okay? So I just have like a bowl of water, which might have been a little bit too much water, but I ended up making it work, okay? So now I'm just using the flour that I used for the meat. I'm just adding it to the water, and I'm mixing it up. Now you're going to mix this because you want to get it to kind of a medium thick consistency. So it wasn't thick enough, so I'm adding some more flour. And I pretty much used all of this, and I also used some more flour. I'm sorry I didn't get it on camera, but I used more flour to make it thick like this, okay? Looks more like cake batter, just a little bit. Or pancake batter, rather. All right, so now we're just going to add that to the pan. And I noticed right away that it was getting really, really thick. So I poured that, mixed it up to see where I'm at. Okay, it's starting to get thick, so I'm going to add the rest of it. And then see where I'm at. So now I need a little bit of water just to thin it out, okay? Now y'all see all these ingredients. Y'all going to have to season this because it's going to taste like nothing. So a little bit more water. Because now I'm trying to thin it back out. The heat makes it get thicker and thicker, okay? Okay, so this is how it's looking after a few minutes. I was doing this for about 5 to 7 minutes, y'all, okay? So now I'm adding some minced garlic. I'm just going to give it some flavor. These are the same exact seasonings that I use for the meat, okay? Season it all, thyme, garlic powder, onion powder. Okay, so now we're just gonna mix that up. And now I'm gonna turn it down because it's a little bit too hot. You wanna have this on medium to low heat. Really closer to low, like have it on low. So now I'm using 2 pans because I have a lot of meat. So all I did was take some of that gravy out of that pan and just put it in another pan, y'all. That's all I did. Okay, once you got your gravy where you need it to be, we're just gonna add some Worcestershire sauce. Okay, and a little bit of soy sauce. Trust me, all right, just trust me. I really could have added some more though. Okay, mix that up. Now we're just gonna add the meat back in, okay? I've cooked this meal several different ways. Once you add the meat, you can put foil on top and place it in the oven for about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. Or you can leave it on the stovetop, put the lid on low, and just cook it for about 30 to 45 minutes. I was pressed for time, so I left mine on the stove. And I just flip them after 15, 20 minutes until it gets tender to how I like it, okay? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.